Hello guys, today we're gonna create a shopping list. Remember, this is a little bit advanced stuff because you have to know how to work with variables and also with arrays. So for this example, I'm using in particular arrays. So let's see first what we are creating today. Let's open our notification bar and you will see here my shopping list and it will contain 5 items. I have here banana, beer, milk, water, lemons. And let's add, for example, another thing. Let's click on add and you will see another scene will open and I can add an item to the list. Let's add, for example, melons. Okay, and let's click on accept. And you will see here melons is added as well. And also my number is changed to 6. When I clear my list, here, the button clear, my list is cleared and it said 0 items and the list contains no items. And then I can add another, for example, milk. Okay, and milk will be added as well. As you see, we have now 1 item. So that's what we are creating today. It's quite difficult, but let me explain what we are trying to do. First of all, let me add some other things as well. So that would be easier to explain. Let's add water, for example, and let's add beer. Okay, so in this case we have 3 items. Okay, remember I said before you have to know how arrays and variables works. So let me explain that first. Most of you knows how to work with variables. So let me explain that. The variables can contain data and those data can contain, for example, text like this. For example, I have a variable home. Inside the variable home, that can be on, off, 1, 0, etc., etc. So that can contain text or numbers. Another example is shopping. The variable shopping can contain kiwis, lemons, apples, etc., etc. To retrieve all the information for a variable, you can use, for example, flash and then the variable name. When you flash that variable, the result would be something like this. When we flash shopping, we will see kiwis, comma, lemons, comma, apples, etc., etc. So when we want one thing from the list, we have to split that variable. So some people are familiar with split variable. I used that a lot before inside my other tutorials as well. So when we want a separated item, we have to do split variables. Okay, I hope you understand that. And when we split a variable, for example, the shopping variable, we will have something like that. We will have shopping 1, shopping 2, and shopping 3. Okay, and shopping 1 will be kiwi, and shopping 2 will be lemons, and shopping 3 will be apples, etc., etc. So that's what we are doing with split variable. So I hope you understand right now how variables works. It's important because we're going a step further right now. So the next thing is arrays. And if you are not familiar with arrays, arrays can contain variables. So all those things can be inside an array. For example, we have the array shopping, and array shopping will automatically contain shopping 1, shopping 2, shopping 3, etc., etc. without any splitting. So let's open my phone right now and let's open Tasker right now. And when I look to the variables, the vars, you will see here shopping is empty and I have shopping 1 water, shopping 2 milk, shopping 3 beer. When we look to our notification bar, you will see here water, milk and beer. So in this case we have something like that. We have inside shopping 1 we have water, we have in shopping 2 we have milk, for example, and shopping 3 we have beer. So that's the array shopping, and we have several variables inside that array. And inside the first variable we have water, inside the second variable we have milk, inside the third variable we have beer. So that's different from variables. Variables will contain text and numbers, any data, but an array contains a variable, and inside that variable you can have text or numbers, etc., etc. So how can we retrieve everything? We can retrieve all data by using, for example, flash and then shopping and then this code. And when we do that, we have a result like that. For example, flash shopping, we will have water, milk, and beer. So in other words, different from variables, the shopping is empty and there is no need for splitting because it's already splitted as a variable. So I hope you understand this one, how arrays works. For example, let me add another thing. For example, pineapple. Let's add that. And you will see here pineapple for items, of course. Let's open our task right now and let's see to the variables. And you will see here shopping for is pineapple. So I added something else. So I don't need to split it because those are already separated variables. Okay, so let's open our task right now. So when you understand the difference between an array and a variable, you can go further, and let's open our task right now and let's see what we are doing right now. So when I go to my tasks, you will see here three things. First is the shopping list, then I have a task shopping list add and also a task shopping list clear. Why? Because I have two buttons inside my auto notification. So when I click on the add button, it will trigger this task. When I click on the clear button, it will trigger this task. So let's first start with the shopping list. This task is just for viewing our list. So let's open that. First of all, we have several actions. You will see some actions will return in other tasks as well. So first of all, we use a variable set, variable split, set, join, and set, and then we have an auto notification. So in this case, we are using an array, but we still do some splitting work, and I will explain why. So first of all, we know we have shopping 1, shopping 2, shopping 3, etc., etc., something like that. So let me prove that, and let's do the flash, and I'm gonna disable all the rest. Okay, I've enabled the flash and the rest is right now disabled. So let's open that and you will see beer, milk, water, pineapple. Those were my variables. So shopping 1, shopping 2, shopping 3, shopping 4 in this example. So in this case, when we use that, we need to split that only because one reason. Because when I open my notification bar, I want all those things below each other on a new line. So for that case, I have to split it. And what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna set a variable list, for example, to shopping, all the shopping items here. That's an array. So we're gonna set a variable list to shopping. Then we're gonna split that with a comma because it will get something like that, and we want everything separated below each other. So we're gonna set another variable joiner, and that variable joiner is something like that. When I click here, I used an enter for this because this will generate a new line. Okay, and then we're gonna join that. We're gonna list. We have all our separate things, and we're gonna join that with an enter, what we have created right here. And then number 6 is we set a variable list to the list contains no items if list is not set. In other words, if list is empty. And then we use an auto notification. Let's open that. And I have here title is shopping list, and then we have our numbers of items. This is the code to retrieve the number of items inside an array. So we use %, shopping, and then this code. Items, and the text is just list. We use an icon, and we use also an ID. It's very important that I used an ID because our notification, in my case, is persistent, so it will always be there. And then we have a button one. At shopping, we have a label one add, and we have also an icon. So the add shopping will trigger my other task to add something else. And then we have also button 2 clear shopping, label 2 clear list, and icon 2 is also an icon. So that's what we are doing right here. So I hope you understand this one. First of all, let me disable the first action and enable the other actions. Okay, I've done that. So let's go back. I hope you understood how that works. So the add task is a little bit more. So watch out. Let's open that. So in this case, we have a status bar collapse. Of course, because I used auto notification. When I add something, I want to collapse the status bar so I can type another thing and add something. So in this case, we use a variable query. And when you use a variable query, you will get a pop-up with a text edit field and 2 buttons, accept or cancel. So let's open that right now. And the title is add an item to the list, and we use a variable task. And the input type is normal text. You can use your own layout, and that's all you need to do. Okay, let's go back. So what we are typing inside that C, it will be stored inside the task. So the third one is a little bit difficult. We use an array push. So let me explain that. When we want to insert an item inside an array, we can use array push. What will it do? For example, when we push an item to index 1, position 1, the new item will be shopping 1, and the old one on position 1 will become 2, the number 2 will become 3, and 3 will become number 4. For example, we laterally push the variables, we move all the other variables one position. I hope you understand that. That's what we are doing with array push. Then we use an array process. I'm using this one because the new one will be shopping 1 and all the rest will move 1 position. But I want the newest item that I created, that I added as last position. So what I'm doing right now is reverse the whole positions of the arrays. Number 1 will be the last, number 2 will be the second last, etc, etc. And the last will be number 1, the second last will be number 2, etc, etc. So that's what we are doing right there. We use an array process, variable shopping type reverse. So number 5, 6, 7, and 8, I'm not gonna explain that because I used that also before in my other task, and I've explained that already. So what we are doing then after that, we gonna create an auto notification just the same like before, and also be sure that shopping is the ID. The rest is just the same. So what I'm doing right here is just replace the old auto notification to this one when we click on the add button, and then the status bar is expanded so I can see what I did before. Okay, and then we have also another thing. We have also the shopping list clear. That's the last one, and the shopping list clear is quite easy. So we have here the array clear. We're gonna clear the array and remove everything inside it. So when you use array clear, shopping 1, shopping 2, shopping 3, etc, etc will be removed. And then we set a variable list to the list contains no items if list is not set. I used that action before. Okay, and then we use also the same thing, auto notification. That's the same as before as my other 2 tasks. So this will replace my notification as well. Also remember, when you use arrays, you can remove things on several ways. So removing items, you can use variable clear or array pop. Variable clear will delete the item on the index you want. For example, you want to variable clear shopping 2, shopping 1, 3, and 4 will remain. When you use array pop, it will delete the items and it will push the index as well. We learned before the array push, so the array pop will delete the thing and it will move the other variables as well. I hope you understand that. And then we have discussed all our tasks. We have also two profiles, the add shopping list and the clear shopping list. Those profiles are triggered when we use the buttons. When we use the add shopping, you will see shopping list add, and that's our task. And when we use the clear shopping lists, we use the message clear shopping and it will trigger the shopping list clear. So that's how I created a simple shopping list. You can use that by auto notification, but you can also use your own scenes to show the information, etc., etc. But when you use scenes, remember you have to do something else. For example, replace scene element, etc., etc. So this was a quite long tutorial. I've discussed here a lot inside it. I hope you found this interesting, and if you have any comments or questions, you can leave that on my Google community. And if you're seeing this on YouTube and you like this one, just give it a thumbs up and see you later. Bye.